We are in front of Inverness Castle right now. Apparently, a young man built this castle for his soon-to-be wife in 1860. On the day of the marriage, the day they were due to get married, the bride, soon-to-be bride, was found across the street, face down in the lake. Yeah. Officials at the time didn't know if it was foul play or accidental, or she unalived herself. But a month later, the young man that built this house for his bride-to-be married the deceased wife's sister. Yeah. So in 1920, this house was taken over by the Whittings. They got this house in a poker hand, in a lucky hand of poker. As soon as they got it, events started to happen. One of their sons unfortunately unalived himself in this house, and that is documented. It did happen. And also the house caught on fire in the inside, burning a lot of the documents at the time. So that's why we don't know who built this castle. We don't have no information on that. All that was lost in a fire. And yeah, we don't have any of that info, so none of that can be verified. So apparently two of the ghost stories is that you can see the woman running across the street at night in a white dress, probably her bridal dress. And apparently you can see a young man at one of these windows. That is, and apparently when they built this house in 1860, if you drive through here now, there's roads, houses, just developed. Apparently back then it was all forest, very dense to get here. So that tells you something about the times. So imagine just walking through on a cold, rainy night and you stumble upon this property, just a castle in the middle of nowhere. So one of the lore tales, or the ghost tales here, is that a lady ran across the street right there, straight to her demise over here. Like I mentioned earlier, they don't know if there was foul play involved, or if it was accidental, or if she unalived herself. They don't know yet. But as you can see, you can still see old structures of the original dock. I can't go over there, it's private property, but you can still see some of the stone, which is the same stone they used to build the castle. You can kind of see it over there. How you doing, sir? You kind of see it right over there, the old stones. Let me see if I can get a better shot. You kind of see it right there. Kind of just all right there. It's the original. I'm gonna assume it's the original dock, considering the stone matches the house. So, and apparently also you can hear somebody splashing in the water. Years ago I came here when I first found out about it. It was me and my wife. We came late at night. I got off and I walked over here and it was spooky. It was already barred off and stuff. But I walked over here and we heard something splash. Could have been a turtle. I don't know, it's so dark out here at night you can't see, but we did hear something splash down and we don't know what it was, and it sounded hard. And I even told my wife, I don't know. I didn't know about the legend then. I didn't know about it, but I didn't know that supposedly you could hear somebody splashing. But we did hear it that night. But yeah, this is far. When I do my investigation, it'll probably be right there. But apparently the lady is seen running across from here down this way, and then she disappears into the water. And apparently you can see a young man somewhere up there. That people have seen a boy up there, but that could also be ruled out because there is a lot of caretakers that live here. So you can see there's one there now, and earlier I saw two guys leave, so could have been one of them. You never know. But yep, that's where it goes. And apparently there's old hidden tunnels in there that were used during the Prohibition era. Now, is that true? I don't know. Maybe. But hopefully one day they open it back up and we're able to go in there and actually explore it. That'd be pretty awesome. Supposedly it's been under renovation for years. First time I came here years ago, looked just how you see it now. And so many years later, I think the first time I came here was 2019. Now it's 2025, looks exactly the same. Are they gonna build up on it? I'm not sure, but hopefully. But yeah. I'm back tonight. I was gonna talk to a caretaker and ask him if I could come out here. But as long as I'm not trespassing on their property, I should be fine. As long as I stay out on the perimeter where I'm at now, I think I'll be okay. And nobody should tell me anything. And if they do, I mean, I'm not breaking any laws. But all right, we'll see y'all then. We are here at the Old Heron Castle. You can see, definitely very creepy. Try to make contact with somebody, anybody. Hopefully they don't run me off. Alright. Let's see if there's any spirits here with me. Just go ahead and walk up to this light, and it should make some noise. That will let me know you're here with me. It's definitely creepy out here, man, and I feel like someone's gonna run out here and tell me to get the heck out of here. Let's see if the REM pod goes off. So far, nothing. Oh man, I'm definitely creeped out. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. This is very creepy. I'm more scared of the caretakers than anything. If anybody's here with me and would like to make contact, just get near this and it'll make a noise and it'll go off. If there's anybody here with me and would like to make contact, you could go up to that and they'll press and they'll make a noise, or you could talk into my voice recorder here and I will be able to hear you. My name is Adrian. Is there anybody here with me? Last time I came, I heard somebody like slam over there. Like a water slamming. Is there anybody here with me that'd like to make contact? You can speak into that voice recorder. Are you the woman that drowned in the lake? Did you accidentally drown or were you murdered? Do you remember anything about the older days? Are you upset that your husband soon to be left you for your sister? A month after you passed? There's a gentleman that took his own life here with me. From the Whitting family. Why did you do that? Were you upset at your own family by any chance? Is there any words you would like to tell anybody that can hear you? I could pass that message on. How many spirits linger in this house? The mailbox was a person. Are you one of those spirits that lingers in this house? If you want to make contact with me, you could just touch that black box, and it'll make a noise. Let me know you're here with me. Can you make a noise for me? Let me know you're here. Are you upset at anybody? Are you upset what the renovations are doing to Inverness? I can't really go anywhere else. This is really it, because everything's just boarded off and no trespassing, so I'm not gonna do that. Apparently, some people say you could hear like a splashing noise across the ways where the lake's at. Can you make a noise for me if you're here with me? Can you touch this? Any last words for anybody that if you could hear me that you would like me to tell them? Just speak into this microphone. I'm not hearing anything or nothing. It's so quiet. So quiet. Is anybody here with me? Would you like to make a noise to let me know you're here? Can you rattle that gate for me? I just got the chills. Really bad. Is there anything that you want to say before I go? Just speak into that microphone right there. Say anything you want at all. Apparently you can see her running at night. The woman in white across the street. Apparently she's in like a loop, just constantly reliving the same moment, which makes you wonder, right? Why is she running away from the house? Not sure. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave, okay? Goodbye. Y'all stay here. Y'all don't follow me, okay? All right, we're gonna go ahead and go. I can't really investigate nothing because you got the caretakers there, and all this is just boarded off. I mean, not boarded off. You can't go over there. It's no trespassing. And I figured I'd hit here because this is where you can see the woman running across the road. That's how the legend goes, right? And apparently you can see a young man's face up there sometimes, which I'm not quite sure because a lot of people do live here, so you never know. But yeah, that's why I chose this spot, because apparently she's just in a loop running across. And like I said, one time I did come here, and this was before I knew about the legend, and I did hear like something smash, like water, like boom, hit. And that was before they had like all these lights up. That was before then. They didn't have the lights up then. Now they do, but they didn't back then. And it was really dark here, and you could I heard something splash. I thought it was a turtle, but that was then. But yeah, this is really it. This is Inverness at night. Really peaceful if you're looking for peace and quiet. But alright, y'all, thank y'all for watching Blurred Visions Paranormal. I'm out. Stick around for final thoughts if I picked anything up. If you made it this far into the video, into my final thoughts, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please drop a like and subscribe. It will mean the world to me. I really, truly appreciate it. So let's get into the paranormal evidence. Let's just jump right into it right now. I caught zero, nothing, zilch. Absolutely nothing. No paranormal evidence. I did get a weird, creepy feeling, but I was out there by myself. I had some caretakers that live at Inverness Castle. I don't know how they'd react to somebody being out there so late at night. So I did wear a safety vest just so they didn't think I was like trying to break in or anything. That way I could stand out, right? So they don't think I'm an intruder, in other words. But yeah, I didn't catch anything, man. Like zero. My mic did mess up. My lavalier mic on my voice recorder, which is this one right here. See if I could pick it up. It's a Sony, got a little crack. It works good, but just the mic really filters out. Filters out. That's my boy Waffles, my little Yorkie, and I have another baby boy. Come on, come say hi. Come on, don't be shy. This is Charlie. Say hi, Charlitos. Okay. But yeah, sorry about that. They made a guest appearance. But yeah, I have this one. It's my Sony. I don't have one of those Holy Grail ones. I think they're pieces of shit, to be honest. I saw a good video by Skeptical Inquirer about it, and he really like broke it down. Whoa, what are they doing back here? Don't do that. Hey, it's okay. Stop. It's okay. They're trying to fight. No, it's okay. One's showing dominance, and the other one's getting upset. But yeah, I use this one. I've had it since 2019. It's always worked great, but I caught that idea on Reddit to put a mic on it to pick up like extra stuff, filter out all like the crickets and all that stuff. But I didn't catch anything. It would have been perfect. Perfect if it would have worked. I had zero like noises out there besides like just your usual animals and stuff, but it was dead quiet. Oh man, it would have been amazing. But unfortunately, none of it recorded. I don't know what happened to the mic. It just completely went out on me. I got it on Amazon for 10 bucks. So if you're ever thinking about getting a lavalier mic for your voice recorder, It is a hit or miss if you get a good one or a bad one. But this works perfectly fine. All you got to do is, see, let it focus, plug in right into your computer. Got all your voice recordings. You could put a SIM card in it. And I'm sorry, a micro SD card. But yeah, besides that, I didn't get nothing, man. Nothing. And like I said, you can't go into the castle at all. Too many no trespassing. Somebody's renovating it, even though it looks worse than when I first laid eyes on it in 2019. It looked bad. And I get it. It's the times, right? But come on, dude. It's been, what, 5, 6 years? 7? And it looks worse than when I first laid eyes on it. And I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what it is. But I've seen whole neighborhoods come up in a matter of time, a year, and this, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. But that's not my business, right? I was there to do a paranormal investigation and I caught nothing. Zero, zilch. So I looked more into it about the woman in white, as I mentioned earlier in the video. And I caught a discrepancy. And I think this is a very important discrepancy. I think this will actually void out the whole woman in white theory. Or most of it, at least. So, apparently this house was built in 1860. We don't know for certain if it was, but we think it was. And apparently around that time, this woman ran across the street and was either, or she unalived herself, or it was an accident. And now you can see her running across the street. That's the ghost story, right? I knew something was up. So, it's okay. Sorry, it's my little boys. I know so I knew something was up. So I was like, wait, if you're from Texas, sorry about that. So like I was saying, if you're from Texas, you know all lakes are man-made, or mostly all the lakes here are man-made. So I was like, let me look into it a little bit more, right? Something doesn't make sense. So got my notes here. So the dam for Lake Worth, the lake, I say the lake because Lake Worth is a city as well, started in 1912. And they didn't start filling it with water till June of 1914. So that right there completely takes out the woman in white story as far as we know. Because we don't have documentation that far back because there was a fire. I guess, I'm not quite sure. I read 2 different versions. There was a fire at the courthouse, which kept all the deed records, or a fire in one of the wings at Inverness. So I don't know which one's true and which one's not, but there was a fire. That is 100% true. There was a fire. But we don't know where at or whatnot. But so I looked into it, and apparently all of Lake Worth used to be like straight forest. There was one creek, a small creek running through there, which I think is still there till this day, actually. I'm not sure, but I think that's a creek. But yeah, so that, as far as we know, nobody drowned. Now that I know, historically speaking, nobody drowned in that lake in 1860 because there wasn't a lake. There was no lake yet till 1914. By then, I think the Whitting family, let me double check real quick. No, they moved in 1920. So there was a family. So that takes out that story of somebody drowning in 1860 because there's no water to drown in. But there's still a possibility that somebody did drown within that time frame when they filled it up with water. And I know people are always like, there has to be documentation to prove it. That's not true. I have a real quick story where I grew up, a lady got her life taken away on that street and never made the papers, and news didn't come, anything. If you Google her name today, nothing pops up about it besides her obituary. That's about it. Unless you were on that block on that time, you know what happened. If you weren't, then you don't know I mean, if I go there today, I will know what happened. If I ask a neighbor that recently moved in, he's not going to have any idea what happened. So yeah, so I'm a strong, I debate that a lot. Like if it's, oh, people are like, it's not documented, so it's not true. I don't think that's true. But the 1860 story, that's not true. It's impossible. You can't drown if there's no water. There's just no way, right? There's no way. So moving on from that, the winning son that apparently unalived himself in that house, I found two stories. One that he unalived himself 3 miles away from that house, and another one that he unalived himself in that house. So I don't know. But I know it is possible when like stuff like that happens, the spirits do return, as far as the theory goes, back to places they were comfortable in. So as far as him returning, it's very possible. It very is much possible. So I'm not going to rule that one out. So I was also seeing like stories and reading about seeing people in the windows. That one, I'm going to argue with that one. I am. Because there's a few caretakers that live there. I counted 3 that live there. And I'm going to assume they live there. I know one lives there for sure. Let me clear that up. Let me clean that up. But if you go there in the daytime and you see somebody in the window, it's very possible that it's a caretaker because apparently they're renovating Inverness. So that's that. If you go there at night, it's completely dark. You got lights pointing out towards the street, not in towards the house. So unless that person's glowing, you're not going to be able to see much of the house at night, unfortunately. So yeah, that takes out a few ghost stories in my opinion. Being what's been said, right? Do I want it to be true? Of course, right? It's in the past. I can't change the course of the past. You know, be true as in like to gather paranormal evidence. I mean, not wish bad on people. No, I don't mean that. I'm just saying like that sounded so bad, didn't it? I did not mean that. I meant it like to collect paranormal evidence. Yes. Do I think it's true? No. The woman in white, I'm iffy on it, but as the evidence points, I'm gonna say no, that the story is not true. I'm gonna lean a little bit towards the truth, but not really. The seeing the man in the window, possible, very possible, but considering there's caretakers or people remodeling, I'm not sure about that one. That one's pretty hard as well, because maybe it could be somebody up there, goofing. So that takes that. I think we'll truly get answers once they give us access to the house, if they ever give us access to the house. Do I think it's ever going to happen? No. I don't think they'll ever give us access unless they sell it off and somebody actually opens it up, like Miss Molly's bed and breakfast, like that, where you could actually rent a room for the night or something like that. That'd be pretty cool in my opinion. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know what they're doing in that house. I really don't. I don't even want to dig into it. I really don't think anything's good's coming out of whatever they're doing in that house. I guess you could put 2 and 2 together on that one, honestly, and be like, well, they're renovating, but it's getting worse cosmetically. The inside, I don't know, but yeah, I don't want to poke the hive's nest too much on that one, the bee's nest. So we'll leave it at that. But do I think the place is haunted from where I was at? No. Maybe the inside, but we won't know. Also, off camera, I did get a bit of pictures. Let me show y'all the camera I used. Give me 1 second. So this is a camera I use. I like it. It gives it some flair, right? Like older flair. It's a Samsung Digimax 4010. I got it at a yard sale a few years ago. See, you can get a good shot of it. There you go. But I took a lot of photos. And I know orbs is very much debated upon. That it's dust, that it's not dust. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Because when I was out there, when I was taking the pictures with the flash, I did see like a lot of stuff kicking up. So you would assume, right, that I'm catching a lot of orbs. I didn't catch any. So I did like a whole 360 around the road. And I did a whole 360. You know, I kind of took a picture going like that around. I didn't get anything until I took pictures of behind the fence. And it wasn't even like that deep because it doesn't have much like depth on it, right? So it wasn't that deep into the house. I caught some orbs, and I'll post the pictures now so you can look at them. And as you can see, it's behind the stone wall fence. And that's the only place I caught these orbs. And it's like 2 or maybe 3. I'm speaking right now because I haven't looked at the photos. It's been like a week or 2. I've been working on another video, and yeah, but like check it out, man. I don't know. To me, it's just weird that they're behind the fence. And I know a debunker is gonna argue and be like, "Well, it's dust. It's dust." And I'm not gonna argue with him because I'm pretty split on it too. I don't know. Like I've done experiments in my house where I could like kick up dust and I'll snap a picture, and there's no orbs, right? I could take pictures around my house, and I'm not saying it's a dusty house, but I could kick up some dust somewhere and there's no orbs. And on this one, I did a whole 360. And yeah, man, it's just weird. And also, man, I don't know if I deleted it or not, but if I didn't delete it, stick around to the very end. Further of my final thoughts. The first time I went to do my introduction and stuff in the daytime, because I wanted y'all to see it in the daytime and see that there was no trespassing and stuff. So people don't get curious and want to go out there and try to trespass and possibly get hurt, because it is Texas, right? And I left GhostTube running, and I fully trust GhostTube. And I'm gonna give you a quick story, real quick, on GhostTube and why I trust it. So on GhostTube, the other day, I think my house where I live is haunted, okay? This house where I'm filming this. Even before I started this channel, I would come here at night after work, 4 or 5 in the morning. That's the time I used to get off. And we're renovating the house. And I was doing some of the minor renovations. I'm not a handyman at all. And I see hear footsteps here. Literal footsteps, not your typical house creaking. No, I would hear footsteps in here. People walking in the living room. And I would run to the living room like I thought it was a squatter or something, and there was nobody here. So that was that. And I have some footage I recorded. I'll probably release that way later on. I want to get a higher subscriber count. So if you want to see that video of like the recording I did in my house, it's not super creepy, but it's a tad bit creepy, especially because of the responses I got and the EMF reader going insane. But I'm sidetracking here. We'll do that later. I'm trying to compile a bunch of stuff of this house, the one I live in. I think it is mildly haunted, nothing negative. But anyways, I'm sidetracking. Back to GhostTube. I have full confidence in GhostTube, and I'm gonna tell you why. One day I was running GhostTube in here, and I was by myself, and I think I'm communicating with somebody. I'm gonna assume, right? Because I can't conclusively say it was somebody. But I was getting responses back. And then it said my mom's name. My mom's real name. One, I don't have my mom saved in my phone as mom. I never talk to my mom by her first name, like, hey, first name, right? It's mom. And yeah. So anyways, that was that. And I thought that was pretty odd, but I was just like, whatever, it's probably just spitting names out, right? No, about 5 minutes later, my mom calls me. Literal 5 minutes. And creeped me out. It truly did, because I'm like, my mom never calls me. Let me clarify that. My mom doesn't call me. We have a good relationship, but my mom's not the kind to call you, you know? And I call my mom, or I'll go to my mom's house to visit her. But I know I'm sidetracking here and I'm extending the video, but I'm sorry. It's just now I'm in it, right? And yeah, I thought that was very weird that my mom called me. And I wasn't expecting a call from her either at all. We weren't like on like I'll call you later basis. No. She just called me. So that was weird. And then recently, this video's next. The one I'm gonna give you all. Oh man, I don't even want to mention it. All right, I'm gonna mention it a little bit. I used it again later in an investigation, and something similar happened. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's on my next video. I'm gonna be working on. Yeah, I really liked it, and I feel like I'm getting more into my paranormal investigator, right? Because I'm a rookie at this, so. Okay, and I really enjoy it. But anyways, I truly believe in GhostTube. So back to Inverness. So I was using GhostTube, right? And it was talking to me. It was giving me names. I recorded it. I think I still have it. If I do, I'm gonna have it at the end of my final thoughts. You'll see it. And it was giving me responses back. And then it gave me the word drown, and I'm like, oh, like who drowned, right? I'm not saying the spirits were from Inverness if they were communicating through GhostTube, because people have drowned in that lake. They have. You can look it up. People have drowned. It could have been that, right? It could have been somebody from that lake, but yeah, that's that, man. But back to the orbs. Give me your opinion on the orbs in the comments. Tell me what you think it is, if it's just dust or whatnot. But I just wanted to give you all that context. You know, I don't like to be biased. Yeah, I don't like to be biased. I don't like to put in, like, if I catch an EVP, for future reference, if I catch an EVP, I'm not going to put what I think it says on there. I'll leave that up to the viewer. You know, I forgot the word for it, para something, right? Where you hear it and then you see it. I don't want to be biased like that. I'll just put like voice or something, and you know, you leave in the comments what you think it says, and I think I know what it says, and we'll go from there, right? Because at the end, it's really up to the viewer, to me, in my opinion, if it's true paranormal evidence. Because I could think it's paranormal evidence, but the viewer, in my opinion, really has the last say so. And one thing, I guess, one thing for sure you can count on me. I'm not going to fake stuff. I don't got time to do that. Excuse me. I'm just going to show up, record, get what I can, and move on. You know, like the orb stuff, I'm leaving it up to you. I just wanted to give you context on how I shot these pictures around, and how I thought it was just odd that I got 2 orbs behind the stone wall, and only on the stone wall. And it seems like they were stationary, man. In my opinion, it seems like they were stationary. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's up to the viewer at the end, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, man, stick around. I got more videos coming up for sure. It's about to get cold here, so I might move a little bit indoors. You'll see coming up. But please leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And throw some comments in there, you know. Tell me what I can improve on as well. I'm a rookie at this. Being on camera and stuff, I'm still kind of getting used to it. I feel like I could talk all day. Like, I feel like I could make a whole video of me just talking. And I mean, I'm a yapper for sure. And if you want to see less yapping, tell me if this is okay. Yeah, just leave a comment or something like that. But yeah, man, I really want unbiased results. I really, truly want to gather evidence to give conclusive, like, you cannot dispute this. Like, send this to a debunker and tell them to debunk it. You know, and yeah, and one thing also as well that I want to do is, as I keep making videos, and if like I do eventually catch something paranormal and somebody wants to challenge me, go ahead and comment. I could send you the raw footage. I keep all my raw footage on my hard drives. So yeah, I'll never dispute that. I just want some clarity on that. But yeah, but the conclusion to Inverness Castle, from the outside of the fence, I don't think it's haunted so far. to proven beyond a reasonable doubt, which I can't because I can't go in there. But as far as the history goes, right, of what I found, it doesn't match up. It really doesn't. I like to pride myself that I'm a very factual person and I like to pursue facts, right? But I could always leave it up to the unknown as well. I think that's a big thing as well, the unknown. That's why I try to, like if you read the description of my channel, I try to balance myself between believer and skeptic. Because I think I can't completely be biased and be like everything's paranormal, right? Because it's not. It's not. And some things are. And some things just ain't. And that's just the way it is, right? Man, I could have gone off on that one, huh? But again, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe and stick around. I got more stuff coming up. I don't plan on stopping. Bear with me though. I do have a full-time job and stuff, so like it up so I could quit that job and do this full time. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try to pump out videos as much as I can, and yeah, just hang out. Appreciate it. Thank you.